bring the February 16th Bristol Borough School Board meeting to order. Please rise. Salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Excuse me. Roll call.
Mr. Cullen,
Mr. Cullen is under the weather. He's excused.
Ms. Curran,
Here.
Mr. D'Angelo,
Here.
Mr. Poliafco,
Here.
Mr. Parolo,
Here.
Mr. Smith,
Here.
Mr. Stiltner,
Here.
Ms. Paglione,
Here.
Mr. Chicoletti.
Here. Solicitor, executive session.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. An executive session started tonight at 6:15 and concluded right before this meeting. All board members who are present at this meeting tonight were present at the executive session, along with Dr. Davis, Mr. McHugh, and myself, and for a brief period of time, Dr. Schaefer. Informational items and confidential items were discussed at the executive session. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Trulove. Do I have a motion to approve the complete agenda?
A motion.
Mr. D'Angelo, do I have a second? Mr. Poliafco? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Reports and presentations. Dr. Davis?
Yes, the administration continues to meet with our staff, both elementary, middle, and high school. We had some good listening sessions in regard to hearing their thoughts and process as we begin to develop a more sustained across disciplines with having staff aboard, as the board is made aware of, and that we just communicated back that we have been meeting with the board, and that more information will be forthcoming in the next month or so. We're scheduled to meet on the 21st. Mr. Natazzi and Mrs. Rosado put a schedule together. One of the concerns was 6th grade. Now that they're down at the elementary school, there's no collaboration with the 7th and 8th grade. That day, they will come together as 6th, 7th, and 8th and begin to talk about all the content areas in their field of expertise and talk about curriculum that is horizontally and vertically connected to each other. Talk about textbooks so they can have the same textbooks, the same curriculum, the same standards in the content areas. So we had a lot of good communication, a lot of good feedback, and more information will be forthcoming. Thank you, Mr. President. That ends my report.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. Okay, let me see here. I lost my paper. Okay, Mr. Nastasi, high school principal.
Yes. Our middle school started 2 weeks ago. Our middle school started their Bucks County Community College entrepreneur class with Mr. Pezza. For this quarter, we have 20 students who are enrolled in the program. And next semester, we will have 20 more students enrolled in the program. The program is to expose our students about business, life and business, how to run a business. They will be taking local community trips to local businesses to see how they're run and operated. Next, last week we had friends from Penridge High School, the assistant superintendent and career path coordinator visited Bristol High School to observe our fire and safety academy. They were very impressed with our school, with our staff. I got a lot of compliments on how polite our students were when they were in the classes. And Penridge will be adopting the same program we're running, which we're real happy about. I met with the BCIU TAC coordinator, Denise Harmon, about our middle school PBIS program. The district purchased a data system called SWIS to track all positive and problematic behaviors throughout our entire middle school program. We had a Zoom yesterday, 4 of us on the PBIS team, and that program will start Monday. Our winter ball dance will be held this Friday in our high school gym. We're expecting about 150 students for our dance. Our middle school class selection for next year has started this week. Our high school class selection will begin next week. and everything runs through our guidance department. Our monthly staff meeting was, this month was about school safety and healthcare, and was created by our nurse, Amy Daly. The teachers were asked questions about how to use AEDs, where the AEDs are located, wound care questions, and CPR skills. We do have, this year we've brought back our drama club. We have about 22 students in our drama club currently. Our school play this year will be The Little Mermaid. We have 22 students. The dates will be 4/21, 4/22, and 4/23, headed by Danny DeLuca. Our formal prom wear for our high school students, in connection with the Grundy Library, will start 3/9 and continue on to 3/11. Last year, the Grundy Library brought, I would probably say, about maybe 140 different dresses, suits, shoes, ties, anything you could possibly imagine, jewelry. And our students really used some of their materials and really appreciate everybody's effort. It was a wonderful event. PIAA district playoffs with the girls will be on 2/21. They will be home at 7:00 p.m. We got news yesterday, all Bicentennial League first team for the girls was Angelise Cantiello. Kay Smith made second team. Jada Coleman and Mackenzie Coffin made honorable mention for all BAL. Our bowling team, the boys and girls, both were undefeated and BAL champs this year. The BAL female bowler of the year was Brianna Slack. The BAL male bowler of the year was Liam Feeney. Both boys and girls are coached by Pete DeLuca. I went and saw them at least 2 or 3 times this year, and they were unbelievable. I mean, what a pleasant sight to watch them bowl. Wrestling. Our wrestling team placed second in District 1 this year. They had 20 matches. We ended up being 10-10 this year. We ended up with 25 wrestlers total. We had 4 wrestlers with 10 or more wins. Couldn't be more prouder what Mr. Swift and Mr. Denny have done with our wrestling program and revitalizing that. There's a really nice buzz about wrestling at our high school now. Our middle school wrestling was just as impressive. We have 19 wrestlers, 4-6 record. We finished 13 out of 17 in the county meet at Council Rock South 2 weeks ago. And one really nice note for both, not one wrestler wasn't eligible this whole entire year. So that statement goes a long way. For track, Andreas Catroci qualified for the Greater Philadelphia Meet of Champions in the 3,000 meters. 2 things I did not put down. Our unified bocce team ended up 7-1 this year. I'm sorry? They ended up 7-1 this year. They were ranked number 1 in the county. We will be hosting a first round of the regional playoffs Friday, March 3rd at 3 p.m. at the high school. They have been phenomenal. Mr. Ritchie and Mr. Ciccoletti have done a wonderful job with the unified bocce team. Second, I attended our middle school basketball game today, and Mr. Popovsky has a friend he kind of mentored when he was at Mastery Charter. His name is Daquan Plowden, and Daquan plays for the New Orleans Pelicans in the NBA, and Daquan and his father came to our middle school game today, and he spoke to our middle school students in the locker room, and our middle school students were blown away because they had an actual NBA player in the locker room, and it was a very touching moment to see that. And, his father was really proud. I was proud to see that interaction happen, but it was really cool. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nastasi. Comprehensive plan?
I'd just like to state that the school district is working on our ESSER quarterly plan right now. It should be completed by the end of the month, and there's no changes to Title I, Title II, or Title IV.
Thank you, Mr. McHugh. Dr. Schaefer, how are you?
well. How are you?
Okay, so Dr. Schaefer is still under contract with the Bristol Borough School District, still doing some things for us, and we asked him tonight to come here and give a report on the Fire Academy.
Yes.
Which you were instrumental in starting.
Yes,
And you've been a volunteer firefighter for how many years?
since 1974, however long that is.
Okay, so give us an update on that, Dr. Schaefer.
Sure.
And you're continuing to mentor and work on that program along with Dr. Davis,
Yes,
correct?
absolutely,
Okay,
yes.
thank you.
Well, members of the Board of Education, good evening. Dr. Davis, it's nice to be here. Last year, we embarked on a new program for Bristol High School. It's a firefighter class, okay? Now, just to give you a brief background about this class, it is run in conjunction with the Bucks County Community College, okay? The Bucks County Community College provides an instructor who is a state-certified fire instructor. And that individual comes one period a day for 4 days a week, okay? Mr. McGinn is in that class as well. He's a high school teacher, and he's there the additional day, okay? So we've been monitoring this class. As I said, this is the first time this class has been offered to any high school in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, okay? So we knew it's going to be a growing class, okay? We knew going along there's going to be glitches, as that is with any new class at all, okay? That being said, I met with Mr. Nastasi and I met with Mr. McGinn, especially at the end of the first semester, because it's a semester course. Now the second semester has started. And we looked at our strengths and our weaknesses, okay? The bottom line is this is an excellent career pathway course, okay, for firefighting. As Mr. Nastasi just attested to the fact that other districts are looking at Bristol Borough to emulate our program exactly as it is. So that I think speaks volumes right there, okay? Now, that being said, as I said, there are glitches with it, and we acknowledge that. And now we need to work on those glitches. One of the purposes of this class was to try to get more volunteer firefighters into the Bristol Borough Fire Department. Unfortunately, we've only had a minimum number of success of students doing that, okay? We've spoken to the students. They have some concerns because it's a small district, and a lot of these students are involved in multiple sports or multiple activities, and they feel they just don't have the time. So this is something that we have to look at, okay, and how to get them into the volunteer fire department, okay? And with this, we're going to solicit. We need the help of the Bristol Borough Fire Department to do this as well. We can't do this alone, okay? So we need them to come and help us do this also, to be involved with getting the students, interested into the fire department, into the fire service. The other thing is, initially, at the community college, we thought initially we could have a firefighter one class. Because of insurance purposes, we cannot have that, okay? And that's fine. That's fine. Because we have a student who is going through firefighter one, and she told me what he is learning in this class, he's way ahead with his firefighting one. Because he's getting all the fundamental and the foundations of firefighting in this class, which is excellent, okay? Again, this is a career pathways class. This is for all students, even though it's dual enrollment. A lot of times we think of dual enrollment as it is a college class, but it's for our top students. This isn't just for the top academic students. This is for everyone, okay? And that's what we want more of here in Bristol Borough, okay? We want to take classes like this and add them to our program. And I just want to compliment the board. Every high school in Bucks County offers dual enrollment, okay? As far as I know, we're the only one where you pay for the entire course. So as far as this course is concerned, kudos to the Bristol Borough School District because you are funding the entire program, which I think is absolutely wonderful, okay? Real kudos to you as a board. That speaks a lot, okay? And as I said, it's run by the Bristol Borough School District and funded completely by the Bristol Borough School District, okay? As I said, we have some real strengths with this, and we've recognized that. Because we have some students in college, in a college course, who might not normally go into a college course, okay? And they're being successful, okay? They're learning the fundamentals of firefighting, and that's a plus. Now, what we have to do is look and see what can we do to get these students into the volunteer fire department. And as I said, we'll be soliciting the help of the department as well.
Dr. Schaefer, thank you. Just a couple of questions here.
Yes.
So you mentioned firefighter one. I was never a volunteer firefighter. My dad was, but not me. So you would have to take that course actually to serve in a fire, if I wanted to be?
No.
What is firefighter?
No. Actually, if you have the fundamentals, you can serve in the fire department.
Okay.
Okay? Firefighter 1 is a more advanced class, okay? And it has to actually, to take the course, you actually have to be a member of a fire company and a certain age, okay? And the reason for that is insurance purposes, because you'll actually be going into burned buildings, and you'll be going into some situations that are, I mean, they're safe, but there could be issues, okay? As with anything.
So firefighter one course, you must already be actively part of a fire company.
Yes.
And then at the end of that course, they would be certified.
At the end of that course, they have an advanced certification.
And the reason
Now,
we're not working
if
with it right
I
now.
just- I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
not all firefighters have firefighter 1, okay? I mean, as long as you have the fundamentals, but not all firefighters are certified in firefighter 1. The goal is to get all firefighters eventually to that level, and unfortunately, Bristol Borough is very lucky that we have a number that are firefighter 1, but not all members are firefighter 1. That's the next level.
Current firefighter.
Pardon? Yes.
Tom, also, you mentioned that we pay for the course.
Yes.
Okay, we received the grant for that, correct?
No, we have not. The district's paying for that completely.
So we are paying the community college,
Yes.
okay?
Yes. Now, the community college, the Commonwealth recognized in the last 2 years that there is a shortage of volunteer firefighters across the Commonwealth. We've gone from, like I said, I started in 1974. There were about 360,000 volunteer firefighters across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and there's approximately 30,000 today. So the Commonwealth did recognize that that is a problem, okay? And they're looking to 3 colleges across the Commonwealth, one the east, one the middle, one the west, and they're going to give out grants of $150,000 to work with them to try to figure out a way to get more volunteer firefighters, okay? None of that money is ours, and we don't have anything to do with that grant. That is strictly through the community college, and that's their grant, okay? Now, that being said, on Tuesday, the state did announce that they're going to have a grant open up in about 2 weeks for courses such as this. And I spoke with Dr. Davis, and with his permission and blessing, we're going to apply for that grant, okay? And hopefully we can fund it. But in the meantime, the district's funding the whole thing, yes.
Okay,
Okay?
And
Anything else?
that grant would be for putting the students through?
It's for dual enrollment is all I know, okay? They have not put the grant out there yet.
Okay.
Okay?
So there's no monies if students, we'll say the 13, there's 18 students, is there?
I'm sorry, what?
18 students, for them to go through this process, and if they went through firefighter 1 course and completed it, is there a grant that would be issued to Bristol Borough for $150,000, or is that
No.
towards the college
No,
itself?
that's strictly to the Bucks County Community College.
Okay.
That
I
is not
think
to-
I needed that said outside, because I think
Yeah, no,
clarification needs to be
does
made
not-
on that.
I'm sorry, that does not go to the Bristol Borough.
Okay,
That
thank
is
you.
for the community college, and as I said, the grant, the way it was initially written, which I saw last year, was for 3 colleges or 3 institutions of higher learning, okay? And I don't know if they pursued it or not, I do know that Bucks County Community College was looking to be the college here in the eastern part of the state, which would make sense because the Bucks County Community College runs most of the firefighting in the state. Okay, anything else?
thank you, Dr.
Thank you,
Schaefer.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Thank
Thank you.
It's a pleasure, thank you.
Good to see it.
Okay, public participation.
Evening, Mr. Chicoletti, Everyone, I just want to take a moment to celebrate with you, not a final victory, but an important step on the road to what could be a very important victory for Bristol Borough and all of the districts like us in the state. The Commonwealth Court has ruled the current system for funding public education unconstitutional. And we certainly know why it should be. We tax ourselves more severely than the folks up in New Hope, Salisbury. I don't mean they pay more taxes, but they pay less taxes as a percentage of the value of their home. We pay maybe twice as much, and we can only put $17,000 a year behind our kids, and they put $29,000 a year behind each kid. And you know, when Mary Lou Henry taught me history, and I learned civics from what was his name?
Wasn't it Ben?
Yes, exactly. I believed in equal opportunity. I believed in liberty and justice for all. But if we want to have that in this state, we need to reform the way we fund public education. And I want your help, and I want the help of everybody in Bristol Borough to reach out to our governor, to our state representative, to our state senator, and tell them we want an equitable system to fund public education that levels the playing field for our kids. That's how we get an equal start in life, and now we have, more. I've been on this hobby horse for 30 years, but now we have a real opportunity to bring it about. We've got folks in Harrisburg that will listen to us, but we need to generate some demand. We need to generate some pressure to do the right thing so that our kids will have an equal start in life with the kids from wealthier districts. So I hope you all reach out to your representatives. I hope everybody in Bristol Borough will, and let them know we're behind them and we want to see an equitable system for our kids. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Fine.
Mr.
And
Fine.
you called that a hoppy horse, but I'm going to tell you what, maybe it started out as that, but now it's a golden horse, and thank you for being instrumental in that. Thank you so much. And always giving us updates. Remember how many times you came here and gave us an update? It was always the same thing. We're battling it in court, but
Let's hope we have more good news in the months ahead.
I think so. But thank you for all your time on that and for the comment tonight. Okay, question?
Yeah. Should we contact the governor, you're saying?
Everybody,
Said in the letter.
Has handed it over to the executive
and the legislature.
under our public schools. So I think we've got some folks in Harrisburg that will be receptive to
Oh,
that.
sure, yeah.
And what we need
Oh,
to
yeah.
encourage them, FDR said, I agree with you, that now go out and bring some pressure on me so I can do it.
Why don't you get with Paul to put their phone numbers on the TV?
Right, phone, email,
That's what I'm saying, so you
Yeah.
get them to put their phone number on there,
We could do that. Yes, please contact.
And
We'll
then
have
we'll send
Dr.
out-
Schaefer. We'll
Is there
have,
some kind of
and then we'll get
like a
Paul to
template
send-
we could use that somebody can make up that we can,
Yeah, well, they gave us this, and it has on here,
We
you
could just
can copy
adjust.
it, who you can reach out to, what to do,
Yeah, but
who should I call, who we can propose, we can do
if we
all
have a
kinds of things.
template that we could just change names or addresses, that would be,
yeah, that's a great idea. Okay, anyone else from the public?
ESPN.
Okay, so let's move on to routine monthly business.
Okay, Mr. President, item 6, I motion we approve the minutes of January 26, 2023 meeting. Also, approve the list of bills for February of the 2023, and approve the treasurer's report for January 2023.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Mrs. Paglione. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item 7, new business.
Mr. President, I motion we approve the 2023-2024 Bucks County Intermediate Programs and Services and Instructional Materials and Research budget in the amount of $13,592, which is a year-over-year increase of $230. And the budget summary is part of our attachment.
Yeah, I saw that. That's pretty good. That's pretty
Just
good.
just a quick comment. This budget supports the operation of the Programs and Services Division of the Bucks County Intermediate Unit, which provides direct curriculum, instruction, assessment, staff development, comprehensive planning, school improvement, instructional material research, and instructional technology services to the Bucks County School Districts.
Yes, great.
And
Go ahead,
just
Mr.
to add, so, you know, the budget only went up 800, so last year it was 2.252 million, and this year it was 2.26. So it went up like 0.04%. And again, as Chris outlined, these are the things that we pay directly for, and all the 13 districts. And over the last couple of years, it's a bundle of services like helping us with our planning, helping us when Kelly or Nick says, hey, we're having a problem with these, they send the expert people to come and really deep dive in, and what can we do? And for it to only have gone up, I just want to give credit to the IU because it's a constantly changing needs that each district needs. And I just want to say, at the IU, they've done a great job to keep this budget down, but I know that they're instrumental in a lot of the things they do here. And just one other thing, I know that we all have on our, that we have to vote for the IU board members, or again, it's just a kind of a formality. Many of you should all have had that in your packet. And I just want to read the names of the people. For Ben Salem Township is Joe Pettyjohn. For Central Bucks, Deborah Cannon. For Council Rock School District, Yoda Pally. For Neshaminy School District, Paul Cerullo. For the Penridge School District, Megan Banis Clemens. And for Pennsbury School District, Josh Wardorf. All of these people serve from their district, as I do, on the IU board. And I will say to each and every one of you, you know, these are high-quality people that really, really are trying to deal with all the issues that we face in education. So I would hope that you would support them and know that they're all really fine people working for the kids.
Thank you, Mr. D'Angelo, and thanks for doing a good job on that budget. You're the president there. And also, you forgot to mention that they helped us for free for a superintendent search.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so they provide a lot of free services for us.
Yeah, well, that really wasn't that hard. Dr. Hoffman came in and he said, there you go, right there. He pointed to Dr. Davis.
Okay, so any questions on item number 7?
Do we have a second on that one?
Yeah, I need a second first.
Second.
Mrs. Paglione, questions? None? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item B.
Okay, I motion we authorize the school district administration to prepare specifications and requests for proposal and to advertise same with respect to the air conditioning project at the junior, senior high school.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mrs. Paglione. Okay, just a quick comment on this. This was one of the proposals, and money was received for this project through the ESSERS grant, correct, Mr. McHugh?
Correct.
And we were granted funds for this project and also for boilers to upgrade heating and air quality. So we'll go out to bid for the air conditioners this month, and hopefully next month we'll go out to bid for the boilers, and both of these projects are at the high school. Any other questions? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstentions, motion carries. Item number 8.
Personnel, Mr. President, I motion to approve to hire Mandy Waters as a district assistant PCA at the rate of $14.70 per hour with no benefits as per negotiated agreement effective the 2022-2023 school year.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mrs. Paglione. Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Abstention, motion carries.
Okay, Mr. President, I motion we approve to hire Ted Moore for the supplemental position of 8th grade boys basketball coach at 35% of the supplemental rate, no benefits, as per the master agreement, effective the 2022-2023 school year.
Second.
Second, Mrs. Paglione. Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Abstention, motion carries. Item C.
Mr. President, I motion to approve to hire the following day-to-day substitute teacher at the rate of $115 per day, no benefits, as per the master agreement, effective 2022-2023 school year. Emily Palmer.
Second.
Second, Mrs. Paglione. Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item number D.
Mr. President, I motion to approve the hire Anna Hernandez as the cafeteria employee, $10.89 non-certified, $15.32 certified, with no benefits, as per negotiated contract, effective 2022-2023 school year, pending all clearances.
Second,
Second.
Mrs. Paglione. Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item number 9, information. The next public school board meeting is scheduled for March 2nd, 2023. At this time, we'll go comments from the board. Mr. Smith?
I just want to congratulate all the winter sports teams. They seem to be doing a terrific job, especially to the young ladies who made the all-league first team, and to Andreas Controci making the track championship. That's all I have.
Thank you. Ms. Kerr?
I just have a few. The Bucks County Technical High School Culinary Arts Alumni Scholarship Fundraiser Dinner will be on March 20th at Puss in Boots. It'll be $30 per person, and it's 21 and older. I'll also post this on our social media pages so you can have the contact information to purchase. The elementary school's annual Daughter Dance will be held on Friday, February the 24th, from 6 to 8 p.m. The doors will open at 5:30. And two more. The rec program is going, for the basketball, is going really well. A lot of positive feedback. The kids are having a great time. The rec program met with Dory Morgan and Ann, I apologize, I can't remember Ann's last name right now, about bringing Thrive into the basketball program and providing, whether it's a program for this year or in the future, to allow our special needs students to be incorporated into the rec program, which I thought was a great step. And also, Stacy Dragon for our softball and baseball program is going to have registration starting this weekend, Saturday the 18th and the 19th, Saturday the 18th at 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., and Sunday the 19th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The cost for ages 4 through 6 for T-ball or mini-ball is $60. League age 7 to 16 is $125. Any additional players within a household would be an additional $75 per player. And that information will be posted online once she finalizes a few more details. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kerr. Mr. Parola?
Yeah, I just like to thank all the coaches and stuff for the winter sports. They all done really well. Pete DeLuca did great. The girls are playing right now. Hopefully they win and they move on. So, I mean, they've had a good year. I'd like to thank Nick and all the administrators for what they do, because it really makes our job easy. And so I guess that's all I have to say tonight.
Okay, Mrs. Paglione.
I'd just like to thank Dr. Schaefer for coming out tonight from his busy schedule to give us a detailed report on the Bristol High School Firefighters Academy. Thank you very much for coming out and giving us that report.
Mr. Polyafco?
Congratulations to all the sports programs, and thank you to, a really big thank you to the administrators, Dr. Schaefer, who handled the recent incident and took care of it with no repercussions and no further incidents. Great job, and that's great. Thank you. I'm done.
Mr. Stiltman?
Just a big shout out to the Fire and Safety Academy program. It really is, to get it off the ground, it's a real asset for our students and then also for the borough, since we need volunteer firefighters. So just a shout out to everyone involved with that. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Stiltman. Dr. Davis?
Yes, I'd also like to thank Dr. Schaefer, we always have been in touch since we met in 1990, whatever. We won't tell our age right now, okay? And we continue to talk, whether I'm here or vice versa. We always stay in touch, so that's always a great situation. I also finally like to thank my administrators and the entire staff, because a lot of school districts had half day for Super Bowl. Dr. Davis didn't have half day, but they were here doing what they're supposed to do, working with our students at a very over 90% attendance rate. So I want to give them a shout out, because it could have been the other way around. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
You think maybe down the road you'd give them that half a day?
Honestly,
I've
been getting notes.
You know,
That's what happens in November with the Phillies, right?
we might be able to do something down the line. Okay,
Yes,
thank
Mr.
you.
Nicolai.
Mr. Trullo?
Yeah, it's good to see Dr. Schaefer again, and speaking of sports, pitchers and catchers report this week, so.
That's right, we're on. Mr. D'Angelo?
Yeah, just one thing regarding the Fire Academy, Tom, thanks for coming down. And I think, we're hearing one of the reasons why, like you said, that being a firefighter, that involves a commitment. And not only does that have to come from the person, which I think in the early stages of your program, that's what you're doing, but you don't have to look far to find out why in the first year that maybe some of the kids don't want to make that commitment, because they've just come back from basically 2 years of doing nothing in isolation. And as Mr. Nastasian, we've talked about tonight, our kids have been, what's driven them back is athletics. There's record numbers of kids competing, and there's record numbers of progress. And so for those kids, and I would say to you that anybody who is a firefighter that's training a young firefighter, if you don't really, you have to find out in your own heart if you want to be it. And if you don't want to be there, a good firefighter doesn't want you there, because there's all kind of safety issues. So I think that, I don't think that in 1 year you're going to see kids running to join the fire companies. But I do think in 3 or 4 years, you will see many of the kids that attended these classes now after they've gone out and joined. And as the program gets more mature, you will see the ones that decide early on that this is what I want to do to help. So, I mean, I'm totally fine. I hope that the community college can keep getting that grant. And even if you got one kid to join, then that's better. It's what somebody used to say, it's better than none, right? So thank you. All right.
Yes, Dr. Schaefer, I want to thank you also for coming down and also for your many years of volunteer service. Didn't know much about this fire academy, but it was, you explained it. And I know we're very fortunate in Bristol. We have several fire companies, and you can see the numbers are dwindling and they're combining. But we're very fortunate to have, dedicated people. And we want to keep that going. So once again, thank you for coming down. Thank you for being instrumental in that program. Okay, so do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Meeting adjourned.